Let's see if we can get into it. Zoom out. We got the game. Looks like our pings are looking good. Awesome. Then we are off to the races. LavaOgre out here for Chinese pandas. Starting off is the yellow orc in the north side of the map. Altar of Storms burrow coming down. No barracks yet, no war mill yet. Still undecided which direction we're going. Barracks farm altar from Thodoris, representing clutch or kick in the bottom as the blue human. Will we see the nasty, the dirty, the despicable Paladin Rifle Rush? Or will we see something a little more honest? Will we see the Fast Expo? A lot of this will be determined by what heroes pop out first. Will our Orc player decide to go for some Farseer harass into Headhunters? Not looking like the case. We still do not have that War Mill out, so it looks like we're going to be a 1-2 grunt start. Probably Blade Master. No, Farseer. Opting for the Farseer in this matchup still, for even though we're not going to the Headhunters quite yet, but there goes the War Mill. A little slow on the Headhunter count, so we're just going to use that Farseer to get up in their face. Distract maybe, try to pick a couple peasants, creep a little bit possibly, and start to get the Headhunter count up. So, very likely going to see the Orc try to get to that T3 very quickly, get the Berserker upgrade on the Headhunters, as well as maybe a Kodo Beast, any other supporting cast, maybe some Bloodlust possibly. What are we going to see out of the Human? An Archmage start, much more honest, much better, thank you Thodoris. Not following the dirty, filthy, despicable Paladin Rifle players. We hate them, we don't like them. The only thing worse than a Paladin Rifle player is a Night Elf player, am I right? Haha. So Farseer out of the map, no Voodoo Lounge yet, not going to be going out with items loaded. Off to the north side to hit that green camp for a little bit of creep action. Both players opting to hit easier camps to start off with, not seeing, oh wait, here come the militia. Might see this straight into that expo camp. Excellent, okay, so Thodoris going to go for that fast human expo, abusing the power of the militia, abusing the power of the water elemental to have an easy time cleaning out that gold mine. One grunt out for LavaOgre, securing the item off the green camp. What does the roulette wheel have for us here? Slippers of Agility, not super useful for the Farseer, very nice to have for the Blade Master if he does decide to go that route. But we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Camp getting cleaned up quite nicely. Doesn't look like any footmen are lost. Militia getting low. Backs it off at just the right last second there. Level 2 on the Archmage, along with +8 claws. Very nice. LavaOgre opting just to creep, trying to get the levels up. The Headhunter production has begun. The Tier 2 Great Hall has begun. T2 is going to be delayed for Thodoris, as he is likely going straight into this expo.
Players' forces are under attack.
Scout Tower laid down. We're going to see that go into the Arcane Tower to help against Harass. We do immediately see that upgrade started. Thodoris waiting on his money. He needs a bit more cash to drop the new Town Hall. Spirit Wolf Scout coming out. I like to see that. A little thin on the army count here. Only one Spirit Wolf available to tank. Fortunately, the Purge goes onto the Grunt. I guess the real question is, does LavaOgre get the scouting information he wants before resummoning? Walks in here, doesn't see a whole lot. Hopefully his alarm bells are going, saying, "Ho, whoa, whoa, nothing's going on in the main here. Must be an expo." Getting that turbo build on the Town Hall. Not going to see a one peasant 5-minute Town Hall. We've got them all working overtime. Orc player continues to clear out the camps. T2 is ticking. T2 not started quite yet for the human player. Makes sense. A lot of gold invested into that expo, and so a lot of this is going to come down to, does the Orc even bother to go check the expo? Does he harass the expo? Does he try to delay anything on it? At this point in time, LavaOgre does not even know that there's an expo up. Not 100%. So, do we get a scout in here? Do we veer up to the northwest and check it out? No, we're beelining it straight to the main for harass with Spirit Wolves, cleaning out the camp with the Farseer and the Headhunters. camping action coming in.
Siege.
Nothing too crazy coming out from either player. Voodoo Lounge on the ready. First ranged weapon upgrade coming out for the Orc player. Are we going to see this go straight into that T3? That feels like what he wants. It feels like he wants to get the T3 as fast as possible to get that Berserker buff, but we are seeing... Oh, canceling the Spinnacher, going for the second hero. A little bit of scuffle breaking out here with the Headhunters and the Farseer. Farseer in slight danger of getting a surround off on here. Not quite. Hero focus coming out very hard from Thodoris. LavaOgre opting to instead try to target down that water elemental, get a nice little chunk of XP. XP secured. Headhunters in danger. Spirit Wolves and Grunt just whacking away. First Headhunter goes down. And we don't want to lose these Headhunters. We need to maintain this critical mass. So a lot of this is going to come down to who can get the better end of this trade here. LavaOgre trying to run off the next Headhunter, but he still goes down, just not retreating quite fast enough with these Headhunters. Continued hero focus coming in from Thodoris. The Farseer does still have the easy out with Town Portal Scroll. No boots of speed, but still faster than these footies. Backing off the army, picking one more footy on the way out. Farseer swinging in with that +8 claws, or sorry, rather the Archmage, onto the Farseer. Okay. Backs off to fight another day, trying to run the wolves off, maybe get a little more harassed, maybe get some XP denial on that Archmage. But still, unless LavaOgre has some sort of premonition or fortune-telling ability that I'm unaware of, he has not confirmed with his own eyes that that Expo is up and online. The scout earlier should have kind of pointed him in that direction, but he has yet to actually break into line of sight on this base. Nothing too crazy coming in from the Feral Spirit Harass, the Arcane Tower set up in the main, as well as the Expo, doing massive amounts of extra damage to summoned units. And now LavaOgre. Not started the T3 yet, continuing to Headhunter produce. This is one of the dangers of losing so many Headhunters. You really need a critical mass in order to get rolling on this. Hey, hello Deborah Rose, welcome, welcome. Just a little Warcraft 3 in the middle of the day here during a lunch break, and then we gotta go back to work. But for now, we're gonna see the boys play. Bestiary coming out with Spirit Lodge from the Orc player in the top here. Gonna see maybe some Kodo Beasts, possibly some Raiders for some easy nets, and makes sense that we would see this go into Shamans and probably get some Bloodlust to pair up with the Headhunter here, but that could turn into Witch Doctors. There have been some significant buffs to all of the Witch Doctor spells this most recent patch, so we might see a little ward play. Have to wait and see. Nothing too crazy coming out from the human here. He's got his T2 up and running. Got the shop up. No second hero quite yet from the human, not even starting a summon here. Hey, there it is. There's the Mountain King. Yes, I am here, Deborah. Deborah Rose 08, though you may be not able to hear me. Which, that's okay. Or you might be a bot. Who knows? Either way, I'm here for Warcraft 3. I care more about Warcraft 3 than the chat, if I'm being perfectly honest. So I'm going to keep rambling. Let's see here. Nothing too crazy coming back in from the Orc player, just trying to refill this army, refill the Headhunter count. You get up the supporting units, the supporting cast for these Headhunters to really enable them to dish out the damage. Still no T3 started from the Orc, though, really delaying that Berserker upgrade, a crucial upgrade in making these units actually pump damage. We've got the Ensnare coming out from the Bestiary, so we will see some Raiders going for the full wall off on the Expo here. Oh, so far so good. Took a few moments for our players to get into game and finish their banning phase, but they figured it out. They found a server that works well for their ping, got their maps banned, and we're off to the races. So it's a good stream so far. How is your day going? Hope it's going well. But of course it must be, because you are here watching Warcraft 3, the greatest RTS game ever created. So you are having a fantastic day, I'm sure. More creeping coming in from both players, just gathering up, pilfering all the items off the map. Army composition going into rifle caster from the human player. Looks like we're just going to see headhunters, maybe a few raiders sprinkled in. No casters quite yet. Nope, there we go. There's that shaman hiding in there. Only initiate rank, no upgrades quite yet. But we are progressing. Healing scroll picked up on the Archmage. Mountain King out, ready to go. No permanent items on the Mountain King yet. That makes somewhat sense. Might need to see that Potion of Invulnerability get passed over. Maybe one or two of the claws. Ooh, Sorcerer's getting left out to hang here. I play lots of other games as well. I play Path of Exile. I play League of Legends, all sorts of good stuff. Oh, fight breaking out here, though. The Orc player catches the human with his pants down. TP scroll out of there. Surrendering the camp, but only losing maybe 1 or 2 units to that pinch in the backside. Probably the right call, getting out of there. Don't want to get squished in between the neutral camp and the opposing enemy army. Scout coming out on the Expo. If he didn't know before, he knows now. T3 not started for the human yet. T3 not started for the Orc yet. Once again, really would like to see the Berserker upgrades come out, but maybe he knows something I don't. Maybe he's decided I don't have enough money for that. I want to get up to 50 pop first, and then we'll go. But Thodoris says 50 pop, I'm not stopping. Upkeep, who cares about upkeep? I've got gold for days. And so he is going straight up into 72, staying right in that low upkeep range, not breaking above 80, which would put him in medium upkeep. Stormbolt goes out on the Kodo Beast. Looking a little sluggish there, not getting a full surround, trying to get out. Endurance War and Speed Scroll going to secure his escape. LavaOgre peeling back in to get a few more pot shots off with the Shaman and the Headhunters. Poor Footy, hung out to dry. Goodbye, sir. The Orc army has claimed your life. I don't stream daily. I really just pick up games as they come up, and I might stream intermittently on Path of Exile, League starts, and stuff like that. I'm not really a full-time streamer. I just like to... I like to do things I like to do, and sometimes I decide to share it with the internet, because why not? T3 finally getting going for the Orc player up here. That's great. We did want to see that, and maybe his decision truly was he wanted to wait to get that army count up before spending the resources to get T3 up and going. But we see the Expo coming out. This is great. Plenty of time. Not finding himself rushed because his main is running out of gold at that 21-minute mark like I might do, because I'm still learning the game. So this game is not gonna just devolve into an economic battle. Both players will have plenty of gold, plenty of wood, plenty of resources to build up to that, maybe that right up just shy of that 80 pop count, staying in that low upkeep range, and we'll see some pretty big fights breaking out. The caster rifle composition looking very tasty from the human. We've got great items in the Scroll of Healing, Double Claws, Invuln Potion. Orc player coming down to take some of these red camps. Human player responding in kind. Oh yeah, thanks for the follow, Deborah. Yeah. You're always welcome to jump in. Always happy to see folks watching. Though, I'll be honest, I can't tell if you're real or not. You might be. If you're real, tell me what 8 times 2 is. There are those witch doctors coming in. Maybe see some ward play. Vision ward goes down. No upgrades yet, so only vision wards. No access to stasis trap. No access to healing ward. Headhunters coming out. T3 almost done. I really hope we see that Berserker upgrade start as soon as that's possible. But the fight's breaking out before the T3 can finish, before the Berserker upgrade can finish, before we can get access to Bloodlust. So we're just going to have to see if we can limp along with the Headhunter damage, the hero combination, and the lightning shields. Spell breakers out from Thodoris, so even if he does get into that Bloodlust range, it's gonna get stolen away, so will the lightning shield. Level 5 on the Farseer procs. Fight could go either way here. Decent target focus by LavaOgre, trying to pick off these riflemen as fast as possible as they're the primary damage dealers, leaving the casters for another day, but the casters are unarmored. Those headhunters will deal a lot more damage to them. I think this fight is looking pretty good for LavaOgre. The damage from the headhunters is just looking fantastic, but he does have to sacrifice the Tauren Chieftain for this. Invuln Potion coming out of the Mountain King. Oh, and the Farseer goes down. still had the Invuln potion, LavaOgre. We still had the potion. We could have popped it. Oh, no. LavaOgre limping away, both heroes down. Army count pop in the 36 range, 68 pop count for Thodoris, and it is looking pretty bad for our Orc player in the top here. Resurrection's coming up for the Tauren Chieftain. Might need to try to swing by that tavern and get a purchase. Headhunter in place for just that. Expo is saturated, has been mining. Thodoris isn't checking it quite yet. Oh, there he goes. He's going to see it. There it is. And now we get into a rough spot for LavaOgre. This Expo is going to buy him time, just forcing Thodoris to go ahead and sit here and go ahead and take it down. Yeah, you're allowed to suggest something. Let's see here. Bit of a split fight here on both sides here. Human player pressuring the Expo, Orc player trying to pick off what units he can. Rebuilding at the same time, but the pop count is looking massively in favor for the Thodoris at this point. Peon's desperately trying to repair that watchtower and keep it going.
A player's forces are under attack. Town is under siege.
Oh, sorry, there's a bit of a restraint on how long a message is you can send. Try to shorten that message length down just to prevent spam if you can. Not that I have enough people typing to merit it necessarily, but I like to keep the protections on. Farseer getting stuck out by the Stormbolt. There's that potion of invulnerability we missed earlier. It is ticking. Gonna protect that Farseer, get him home to fight another day, but the pop count is just not looking good for LavaOgre. He just doesn't have enough time to get his unit count back up. He's got plenty of gold in the bank, a little starved on wood, but I think at this point we need to see more peon production, get these wood lines going again, maybe run these guys away, get another barracks out possibly so we can up that production count, maybe even throw some towers down, otherwise this game's about to end. But Thodoris already has him right where he wants him here, getting this Expo down, killing off peons, no gold being actively mined, doesn't even have to kill the Great Hall if he doesn't want to, having his own peasants there finishing it off. Man, that's going to take a while. Probably here to throw down some scout towers behind the push, but we'll have to see what happens. Decides to back off and go ahead and just completely take out that Great Hall. Thodoris leaving a couple units straggling in the backside here. LavaOgre's happy to get a little gimme, trying to focus down the Spellbreakers as the Knight has a bit more tankiness to him. Getting plenty of kills, maybe even edging that Farseer closer and closer to level 6. I don't know if Earthquake can really turn the tide here, but LavaOgre definitely holding on, not giving up, not throwing in the towel, doing everything he can to fight back. Still don't have that Berserker upgrade on the Headhunters, but that does make sense as he does seem to be pretty starved on wood right now. I think this might be the final engagement we see here. TC going down, neither hero having an out anymore, no TP scroll, no healing potions purchased. No orb, pulling all the peons to try to get in those burrows to fight back, but 21 pop against 77. It's not looking good, and I anticipate the GG coming in, especially with that Stormbolt flying in, bashing the Farseer upside the head, and that's going to be game 1, going to the human player Thodoris. GG, well played. So this will be LavaOgre's next take on the map count. Let's see if they use the same name. Ah, excellent, they did. Okay. Alright, we'll get back into game 2 here. We'll have to see if LavaOgre makes any adjustments to this game plan or if Thodoris makes any changes. It was a great fast expo showing from him. Very well taken, very well pressured. I would love to see more scouting from LavaOgre, because if that does happen and that expo does go up, it is important to at least know about it. So either you can respond on your own in kind, or you can harass it and try to delay it. Switching the servers around a little bit, giving LavaOgre the benefit of the ping, as I believe one player is over in Europe and the other is across the pond in America. So the ping is always a little bit of a challenge. LavaOgre choosing his redemption map, Boulder Vale, not the loser map, not the losing map, the redemption map, such that we can get all 3 games out of this set. Give me one moment. All right, let's rock and roll game 2. Thodoris in the bottom left here on the blue human. Yellow orc once again, LavaOgre in the top right. Will we see any adjustments? Will we see any different game plan? Was he content with how he played that? He just wants to try to play it better. I think, honestly, if he could just have gotten those headhunters to T3, gotten the berserking upgrade faster, maybe added on another ranged upgrade, maybe even gotten to Bloodlust sooner, or just had the Kodo Beast in place, I think he could have taken that fight and actually just hard won it instead of losing the TC, losing the Farseer, and losing a lot of his army. So I don't think I would be mad to see him go the same game plan here, starting off with the Farseer into some Grunts and Headhunters, but I definitely would like to see that T3 come out quicker. Love to see it. Great sportsmanship from both players, overcoming the ping discrepancy, even turning off ping equalizer to help it be a little better on them. Thodoris this match taking the 100 plus MS ping, not too bad, 100, 120, not super noticeable, especially at this level of play. We are newbies. This is the GNL, the Gym Newbie League. It's a little slow, it's a little sluggish, but for this level of micro, this level of macro, I don't think ping is going to be the deciding factor here. But if it is, worst case, they'll switch next game. Let's see, we've got the Farseer coming out again, even a quicker War Mill this time. I like to see that. It looks like LavaOgre hitting his stride a little bit better here, getting the build order in his mind solidified. Archmage once again from the human player. I am sure we're going to see the exact same game plan. So really the question is going to come down to it this match. Can the Orc player execute the Headhunter strategy faster and just better? Because I think if he can very easily win this match. The Headhunters are just going to shred any casters that get introduced into the matchup, so then that falls down to target focus. And the rifles aren't particularly effective against the Headhunters, as I'm pretty sure they both have normal armor, so piercing is just doing that flat 100%. Farseer starting off camping, human player bringing in the militia, the boys, coming to clear out the expo. Nothing crazy so far, no tower rushes, nothing out of control, but I like this better already. I really like what I'm seeing out of LavaOgre here. We got the War Mill timing to match the Rax timing much cleaner this game, so we don't even have to see a single grunt come out. We're just straight into Headhunters. The only adjustment I might want to see here is getting this camp down maybe a little faster and getting the Farseer up in the human's face, especially knowing that Thodoris did go for that quick expo last game. It really would have been nice to see the Farseer over here with Wolves already starting the harass, trying to pick a few peasants. As we can see here, Thodoris dealing with a little bit of lag, dealing with still learning some of the micro potentially. We've got 2 juicy low peasants, but it looks like we're going to meet here in midfield. Archmage level 2 with Claws of Attack. Even though the double wolf summon's looking good, there's only one Headhunter here, and with the Water Elemental, with the Archmage, with the juiced up Orange Camp item, I don't see how LavaOgre can really take this fight. He's just going to kind of get backed off here. Gets the Water Elemental for a little bit of XP, running the Spirit Wolf away, trying not to feed over any XP if possible. Great micro, looking pretty solid from both players so far. The name of the game, since he did not take the harass early on his human expansion, is really going to be getting to that critical mass of Headhunters. We need to keep seeing the Headhunter production. We need to maybe see a ranged upgrade. But beyond even the ranged upgrade, we have to see the Berserker upgrade. Oh no, LavaOgre running in. Whew, almost gets caught with his pants down there. Taking a lot of damage here from the Archmage and the Arcane Tower. Farseer at 28 health. Panicking a little bit on the micro, loses a Headhunter in the process. Arcane Tower is going to shred these wolves. Looks like LavaOgre did manage to pick up 2 of those peasants. That's great. They were low and in the red health range, but I don't know if he was quite paying attention as his Farseer was running into this gap here. If Thodoris had been a little faster on the draw there, he might have gotten a surround off and forced that TP scroll out, or, as we are newbies, we are still learning, we are not always optimal on our item usage, may have gotten the kill off of it. But surround is definitely a micro-intensive thing to do, and in this game especially is very finicky, with the good old cardinal directions being the places to block. So no worries. Cloak of Shadows being picked up for both players.
Players' forces are under attack.
I will be right back. Sorry, I need to step away for a moment here.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, sorry about that. Full wall going up again for Thodoris here. I do like the Sim City that he's been doing on these expos, keeping them quite well protected against that Orc army, which this game doesn't mean a whole lot considering we've got a lot of ranged units, but typically there are a lot of grunts, a lot of raiders, a lot of melee units that just get blocked out completely by this, keeping that expo nice and safe. LavaOgre finding the chink in the armor, running straight over to the main here, gonna get some peasant kills, delay this barracks, rifleman walking away scot-free, Direwolf taking some arcane tower damage, sweeping in the backside with the human army coming in to take the fight. This looks pretty much like just a back off from LavaOgre here. I don't think he wants to take this fight quite yet. Like I said, the name of the game, don't lose the Headhunters, do not let the Headhunters die. Taking free XP on the water elemental, completely fine, totally great. Shaman's coming out again, so we're seeing the same game plan from LavaOgre, but we still do not see the T3. Now, I know we want to get up to that 50 pop count here, the human's at 50 pop count, but I think he can keep him pinned in long enough to let that T3 tick. LavaOgre smelling blood in the water here, taking a pick on the rifleman. Having to be very careful with this TC here. Not a single item on him, but no hero focus coming out quite yet. Some of the headhunters and footies exchanging deaths. Blood shared on the battlefield, intermingled onto the ground of Boulder Vale. Militiamen called in to reinforce. Peasant kills going down here, but this is plenty to force the Orc player to back off. Taking some kills, taking some shots. TC, no way out. Talisman evasions. That might not be enough. The Archmage is going to be able to keep up. That's 13 damage from claws alone. Will the footies provide the TC with an easy out? They do, managing to block the Archmage from chasing any further.
A player's forces are under attack.
Farseer taking the TP out. TC walking home. And once again, I have to reiterate, I think the only mistake I'm seeing here right now is we're taking the fight too soon. We don't have our Bloodlust yet. We don't have a ton of Shamans yet. We don't have a Kodo Beast out. We don't have our T3 Berserker upgrade. And I really think that this game as well, the only mistake I'm really... I guess the critical mistake I'm seeing out of LavaOgre here is just not waiting to get his army up in time. And I know that the human player has his Expo up, and that's all well and dandy, but he's not making enough of an impact with these attacks on the main base to be worth it. Human licking his wounds, Mountain King out, nothing crazy on the items, TP Scroll still available in the Archmage for an out. Neither the Farseer nor the Tauren Chieftain having anything to get them out of a sticky situation. LavaOgre coming back in here, afraid to let up on the gas in any way. Trying to take down this Arcane Tower to make this main a little bit more vulnerable. Right now just going for building farm. Is he actually hard right-clicked on the buildings? He was, but he sees it in time. He pulls off. Raiders and Wolves trying to get down that tower. The rest of the army with the Headhunters and the Heroes trying to fight off the bulk of the human army. Getting one rifle out of the spawn there. Bit of a spawn camp, but that's okay. We'll take the kill. Arcane Tower does go down. Human player forced to start walking into his Expo to not bleed out more, into his main base to not continue bleeding out more peasants here, having to clean up the Spirit Wolves, having to clean up the Raiders, leaving the rest of the Orc army here free to kill a couple rifles. Oh, looks like we might have had a misclick on the farm here. I don't know if he meant to try to kill this. He will get the building, but the TC doesn't have a way out, and he's going to go down here. Stormbolt to secure the kill. Level 2 for Mountain King off of the head of the Tauren Chieftain. One more Headhunter maybe going down here. Stormbolt on the Farseer should be too far away. Should be able to walk out scot-free from this. But Thunderclap polishes off 2 more Headhunters. Once again, we're seeing the Headhunter mass get dwindled down, thinned out before they have reached their optimal efficiency. T3 really only just getting started for the Orc player. Human is perfectly content to stay on T2 for a little while. I think keep is T2. Not sure. That might be T3. My human knowledge isn't very strong, but we've got the rifle footy casters. Footies left over from some of the early game. Rifles and casters getting supplemented in. Level 2 Brilliant Sword, level 2 Water Elemental, looking quite strong for the human player at this juncture. LavaOgre not letting up, trying to really keep the aggression on the human, keep him on the back foot here. I think that makes sense. I like to see this Expo behind the push here. Human player going to head and opts for the Town Portal Scroll. LavaOgre trying to walk out. Oh no! 2 of the Raiders get sandwiched on the TP location for Thodoris. Great choice on trying to teleport to the northwest side of that keep here and getting 2 or 3 units for free, basically. Almost level 3 on the Mountain King. Expo just getting started for LavaOgre. T3 should get done in time, hopefully, but once again, that army count's in 40 versus 68. The pop count's looking heavily in favor of Thodoris at this point.
The player's forces are under attack. A player's forces are under attack.
odd. I look away for a half second. Expo getting canceled. Not great for LavaOgre. Thodoris feeling pretty good about that. Plenty of gold in the main, plenty of gold in the Expo. Still, both players have about 6-ish minutes before that gold starts to run out in the mains. Thodoris has been in low pop, or low upkeep for a while now. There's that Berserker upgrade finally coming in for the Headhunters. We have the Master rank on the Shamans, not quite yet, so we're going to need to start cooking on that. And I think LavaOgre's real chance here at the very end of the day is, can he get Bloodlust up? Is the Berserking upgrade enough? Can he finish the ranged and armor upgrades? Oh, don't forget that Headhunter. Come on, buddy, you're needed. Human player, already at that 70 count. I would like him to see him go ahead and edge up to that 80 pop count. He is spending his gold quite well, not really floating anything, so maybe he's got other ideas in mind. No third hero, opting to stay on the Archmage and Mountain King, and he knows this Expo take is needed from LavaOgre, so he's right back up here to say hello, to see what's going on.
Town is under siege. A player's forces are under attack.
PC getting caught out. No out, no TP scroll, no healing potion, no invone. Endurance aura not quite enough to outspeed his own demise. LavaOgre desperately trying to prioritize getting this expansion up. He knows that the main is looming on running out of gold, but it's still sitting at that 76 pop to 43. It really looks like all Thodoris has to do here is walk into the base and end the game. I don't know if there's going to be too much that LavaOgre can do about this. We got to the Berserkers with more Headhunters this time. I love to see that, but we're still on Initiate rank with the Shamans. No Bloodlust available. Taran Chieftain is back on the battlefield. Hiding from me somewhere. Oh, no, he's being resurrected. There we go. Not quite ready yet. Spirit Lodge goes down. Bloodlust is going to be very far away now. Wolves go down. Level 5 for the Archmage. Level 3 Water Elementals are now on the field. My goodness, they are chunky. And Thodoris just saying he's fine. He'll take the buildings. No problem. No fear of spiked structures. We're all ranged over here. LavaOgre coming into the backside, trying to take the fight. No Berserk active on the Berserkers at this point. Maybe strategic, maybe not. Love the purges in the Water Elemental, making short work of those. But both Shamans getting picked. Only one left on the battlefield. One Farseer, 5 Berserkers, 1 Shaman. What is an Orc to do? How does LavaOgre dig himself out of this one? Once again, Expo getting prioritized. It did get almost saturated. 3 peons, there were 5. Having to pull off. Mountain King getting in there, ready to brawl. Level 2 Stormbolt ready to throw out soon. There it goes out on the Farseer. The Farseer goes down. I think this is it. TP Scroll, nice usage, very nice. Perfect timing, gonna get that army out of there, whatever is left. He's limping home, he's low health. Has just enough gold to maybe buy a health potion, but the Expo is gonna go down once again. LavaOgre calling out the GG, well played. Pointing towards maybe a little bit of rust. This set is going to go to Thodoris. Well played, gentlemen. Thanks for asking if I could give it a cast. I do appreciate having the opportunity. Both players playing well. Trying to execute their build orders. Still in the process of learning. This is the GNL. This is the Gym Newbie League. We are still just trying to learn the game, improve our skills, and sharpen each other. So I hope both players had fun. Thanks for letting me participate. Thanks for letting me cast. Love the sportsmanship. Good job working together to deal with the connection issues. and get everything banned out. And I wish you guys luck in your future matches. GG, well played to Thodoris and LavaOgre, and we'll see you next time.